Marcia, they all came back. My God, they all came back. Can you imagine that?
Look, the seats are filled. I am so damn thrilled.
They must like the show because they didn't go. Oh my God, they all came back. They must think we're great, just a few are late.
Look, the bald guy there, he's back in his chair.
Ready for Act 2, it stars me and you. Oh my God, they all came back. At last we're good enough, it's been a little rough. We have paid our dues, we have sung the blues. It's our chance to shine.
Wow, it's party time.
Oh my God, they all came back. But Marcia, what if this is all just a lie? I mean, what if we're just living a childhood fairy tale? Who are we that we think that our dreams can fly? Maybe we should leave it all alone, shouldn't even try. Maybe we're destined to fail.
Lucie, maybe you're right. Who are we to stand in the light? Maybe this just isn't our day. Maybe we're out of our league. I'm 63. Who wants to listen to me? Maybe we should just walk away.
But Marcia, they all came back. Let's get back in gear, sharp aside our fear. We must find our place, powder up our face. Ready for Act 2, it stars me and you. Oh my God, they all came back. At last we're good enough, it's been a little rough. We have paid our dues, we have sung the blues. It's our chance to shine, well it's party time. Oh my God, they all came back. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. They all came back. Woo!
So, remember that $14,000 check? Well, things started to get a little bit weird with the company. I didn't like what I was seeing, but to be really honest with you, I was utterly exhausted from treating every person I met as a potential prospect. So, I quit. And that's when this friend of mine said to me, she confessed to me that she couldn't stand me when I was doing network marketing. Can you imagine that?
Marcia, I also really couldn't stand you when you were doing network marketing. You were so pushy.
God, Lucie, I'm sorry. Well, now, anyway, I don't have a lot on my plate. I have a lot of time. I have space. I don't have a big to-do list. And I noticed that I don't like it, that it's making me really uncomfortable somehow. And that's when I get this call from a really close friend of mine who's a Buddhist. And she just came back from this 14-day solo retreat, a cabin by herself in the woods, no computer, no internet, no cell phone, no books to read, not even a journal, just her Buddhist rituals and an electric pot to make brown rice. And I think to myself, I could never spend 2 weeks alone in a cabin with no escape and nothing to do. I mean, the idea freaks me out.
Wow, that reminds me of the success coach I've been working with for a while. Very successful young woman, she works all over the world, but she constantly has to be busy. So one day she admits to me that she actually cannot take a break. She has to keep going and going and going, and she needs to have like 10 to 15 projects all at the same time just to keep herself occupied. Wow. And she said if she would ever sit down and do nothing and take a vacation, she would actually have a nervous breakdown.
Wow.
Do you want to try it?
Try what?
Do nothing. I mean, how hard can that be?
You mean right now?
Yeah, we have a little time.
No talking?
Yeah, just breathing.
Alan, get up. I can't stand it. Play something.
Welcome to Satan's treadmill, trying to get things done. Addicted to winning, a new form of sinning, but you are not the only one running in Satan's circle, desperate to make a change. We're whirling and spinning, no end, no beginning, so cozy inside our cage. Addicted to winning, a new form of sinning. When will we turn the page? I'm standing in the middle of the Kahala shopping mall. It's a Wednesday afternoon. It's one of my nanny days, and the kids just ran over to the Apple store, and I feel a little bit weird. I'm a little anxious. I almost have the feeling I'm having an outer body experience or something like that. And so I imagine myself in this gigantic cement box, air conditioned, and it's called Kahala Mall. And inside that box, there are all these tiny little glass boxes, and each glass box represents an opportunity for people to go in and spend some money and then buy a little something that makes them happy for a moment. And people run around frantically from glass box to glass box to buy a little piece of happiness, and then they hold on to it, they cling to it, and then they bring it back to their home. But they're hardly ever in that home because they have to pay for it. So they go out and they work and to make more money and to buy more stuff, and they bring that stuff back to their house. But they're hardly ever in that house, and they feel lonely in that house, so they go out and they work 10 to 12 hours a day in jobs that they don't really like to make money and to buy more stuff and to make more money and to buy more stuff, and they bring it back to their house, but they're hardly ever in that house because they have to go out and they have to work and they have to make more money and they have to make more money, more money, more money, more money, more money. And then they go back and then they, Marcia, what are we doing?
Lucie,
This is exhausting.
I'll tell you what we're doing. We're doing exactly what Rumi, the 12th century mystical Sufi poet says we're doing. You wander from room to room, hunting for the diamond necklace already around your neck.
But what is success then? I mean, is it only tied to doing things, achieving things, getting specific results? Am I not successful because I don't make a steady paycheck with my music yet?
Am I not successful because I don't have a diversified portfolio or a Martha Stewart kitchen? Or because I have a bunch of manuscripts at home that I didn't finish? I mean, if Lucie and I decide to give up on Kaching, if we decide to stop writing the script, walk away from it, does that somehow make us worthless failures? You know, last year, I went to see this healer over in Waianae. Interesting guy. He started out by asking me questions, but he asked me the questions using something called muscle testing. Now, for those of you that don't know what muscle testing is, it's a way of asking the body the question because the body doesn't lie where the mind can lie. So it looked something like this. He told me to put out my arm, took his 2 fingers, put it on my wrist, told me to be strong, and then he said, "Your name is Marcia." And he pushed down and told me to resist. And I was strong like an ox because my body knows my name is Marcia. Then we did the exact same thing again. This time he said, "Your name is George." I was weak because my body knows my name's not George. And then he asked me this really interesting question. He said, "Do you value yourself?" And I thought, do I value myself? Of course I value myself. Totally weak. So then he gave me some exercise to do. He said it would help, and it looked something like this. I am whole. I value myself. I have inherent value. I am whole. I value myself. I have inherent value. I am whole. I value myself. I have inherent value. Look how this ended up in our musical. Scene! Okay, folks, Act 1 is over. Intermission is almost over. You're on your way back from the bathroom, and maybe you stop at the Kaching souvenir stand.
So maybe you bought one of our Kaching coffee mugs, or Money Talks coffee mugs, or our books.
You settle back into your seats. Curtain comes up on Act 2. The stage is a soft, beautiful blue because it's twilight in New York City. Lily sits alone on a park bench. Danny sits alone in his apartment, and they're both pondering the same question. Wow. That healer was right on the money, wasn't he? This whole idea of inherent value, inherent worth. But is my worth really independent of what I do or don't do? Is my value really not enhanced or diminished by what I own or don't own?
I mean, does it really not matter how many people come to our show, or how many people buy my CDs, or how many likes I have on Facebook?
Lucie, I think we have the whole definition of success and failure and worth, upside down and inside out. I mean, it just pisses me off.
Marcia, I mean, we really have to lighten things up a little bit.
Okay, scene! Welcome to the Goods and Green supermarket where Lily Buffett works. Lily just got yelled at by her grumpy Italian manager for leaving her cash register to sweep up the dog food aisle. Lily! What do you think you're doing? Get back to your register. Who do you think you are? You're just a cashier. Lily bursts into tears just when Danny walks into the supermarket. Lily, sweetie, don't listen to him. Listen to me. You're not what you do, you're not what you wear. Your skin may be blue, you may be shaped like a pear, but deep inside, you can't hide, you're still you. You're not how you smell, you're not what you think. You might stutter like hell, and your armpits may stink, but deep inside, you can't hide, you're still you. Don't listen to what others may say. Be your own sunrise, be your own day. You're gonna make it your own special way, 'cause you're you. Come on, Lily, come on. Follow me now. And left and right, and left and right, and left and right, and left and right. Hey, Lily, this song just screams for a tap dance.
But Danny, I don't know how to tap dance.
Trust me, honey. Left and right and left and right and left and right and left and right. You're not your big boat, you're not your fast car, or your high fashion coat. No, that's not who you are. 'Cause deep inside, you can't hide, you're still you.
Don't listen to what others may say. Be your own sunrise, be your own day. You're gonna make it your own special way. 'Cause you're you. I got it. Don't listen to what others may say. Be your own sunrise, be your own day. You're gonna make it your own special way. 'Cause you're you, and 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 you,
Lucie, listen to the lyrics of that song.
I know.
I mean, listen to the lyrics of all our songs. Somehow we have this whole success, failure, worth, money thing all upside down and inside out. I mean, maybe being rich really looks different for everyone. You gotta tell them what happened with your van.
Oh, I love that story. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me yet, I am the proud owner of a green VW van, 79, Westphalia, and her name's Frida. And Frida and I got stuck at a gas station. And I had about $20 left that had to last for the rest of the month. So there I was, and I was, filling her up with gas. And it started smelling a little bit weird. And I looked down, and I am standing ankle deep in a lake of gasoline. And I'm thinking, oh my God, one mistossed match and the whole thing is going to be over. And I hear the voice of my father in my head, right? Sweetheart, you really shouldn't buy an old car like that. And I hear friends of mine saying, you need to make a budget. You have to save money if you have an old car like that, And I'm thinking, man, when will I ever get my act together?
Don't listen to what others may say. Be your own sunrise, be your own day. You're gonna make it your own special way, because you're you.
Thank you, Danny. So
it's okay, listen, I'm not drinking the algae juice anymore. Now I'm pouring it into my car. It gives me 50 miles to the gallon,
Danny,
and it's only $24.99.
Danny, this is my story. So, I'm back at the gas station, and an angel in blue appears. Literally, a guy in a blue overall. He comes out of the 7-Eleven of the gas station, and he runs over to my car. He opens the back hood of my car where the motor is. He jumps in, basically, and I hear him rumbling and mumbling, hole in the tank, not good. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And so he comes back out, and now listen to this. He reaches into his pocket. He takes out a pair of scissors. He reaches into his other pocket, and he takes out a rubber hose. He cuts the rubber hose. He disappears in the back of my car. And 5 minutes later, he comes back out, and he looks at me and he says, you were lucky. The hose was old, and I replaced it. And I was like, and you happen to have like a pair of scissors and a hose like in your bag? And not only that, so he tells me he's also the owner of a repair shop around the corner. So with the last drops of gasoline, I follow him to the repair shop, and then all these guys are starting to work on my car. So they fill up my tires with air, they adjust the brakes and the mirrors, they clean her up, and they fill my gas tank up with gas. And the only thing I can do is kind of freeze and, oh my God, how can I run away? I had this German freak-out look on my face. And then the guy, the owner, comes over to me and says, sweetheart, how about you go home and you write us a really nice testimonial on our website, and we call it even. I mean, it almost makes me cry, And that reminds me of one of my favorite quotes. Coco Chanel, she once said, there are people who have money, and there are people who are rich.
So one morning, I'm walking my dog Zoe in the valley behind my house. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. But I'm not feeling it because it's the end of the month. And I haven't paid my mortgage, my maintenance fee, my health insurance. And I'm just feeling like, how come there's never enough? How come there never, ever seems to be enough of anything? And then I look up and I see these 12 bright green wild parrots that live in the valley behind my house. My parrots. And then I noticed that, gosh, there's there's got to be hundreds of leaves on all these trees. My trees. And there's got to be thousands of blades of grass and millions of grains of earth. My earth. And up in the sky, there are billions of stars and planets. And I've got trillions of cells in my body. I've got hundreds. I've got thousands. I've got millions. I've got billions. I've got trillions.
I've got hundreds, I've got thousands, I've got millions, I've got billions, I've got trillions. Abundance, abundance. I've got hundreds, I've got thousands, I've got millions, I've got billions. Had this amazing friend named Jan. Jan lived on the Upper West Side of New York City. She had a great apartment and a good job. She worked as an executive assistant in a bank. But that's not who Jan was. Jan had the heart of an artist. Like me, she had big dreams. She wanted to be a novelist. She wanted to write and illustrate children's books. She wanted to dance under the moonlight in Africa. Everybody loved Jan because she was always so encouraging and helpful to everyone. And of all my friends, I mean all my friends, Jan had it the most together. She even balanced her checkbook. We were friends for decades. Then I moved to Hawaii, and life, we lost touch. And then one day in late August of 2002, I came home to a message on my answering machine. It was Jan's brother, who I had not spoken to for over 20 years. And the message was that Jan was dying. She was in the hospital. She only had a few days to live. He wanted me to know.
But that wasn't the news that shook me to the core. It was the details he shared with me when I spoke to him. Jan had lost her job at the bank, stopped paying her rent, got evicted from her apartment, and ended up living on park benches in New York City, refusing help with a tumor on her leg that she refused to get looked at by a doctor. I couldn't take it in. I mean, this was Jan. This was together organized Jan. A few days after she died, I had this very odd dream. And in this dream, this angel came to me and said, "You know, Marcia, you don't just get into heaven by being a good person. There are long lines of do-gooders at the pearly gates," the angel said. "Long lines of churchgoers and environmentalists and vegans and vegetarians and even some yoga instructors. A shortcut exists," the angel said. "You just tell St. Peter a really good story, a juicy one, an authentic one full of ups and downs, successes and failures. Your life story," the angel said to me, "the real version." I woke up thinking about Jan, a poet, a sister, a friend, a woman with big dreams, a woman battling depression, a woman who wanted to dance under the moonlight in Africa, a woman who spent the last year of her life living on park benches in New York City. It's a good story, a dramatic one. It's going to make St. Peter laugh and cry, and I know it's going to get Jan to the front of the line.
Forget safety. Live where you fear to live. Destroy your reputation. Be notorious. Rumi. Why do we measure ourselves by achievements? Why does it matter if we lose or we win? Why do we measure our worth in the mirror, refusing to look deeper within? Appearances can be so deceiving. Possessions can be such a lie. And we are all caught up in believing that we are never ever good enough inside.
Okay, folks, we've come to the end of Kaching, and this one's for Jan. Scene! Okay, Kaching has had a predictably unpredictable ending where everything works out like it always does in all those Broadway musicals. In fact, Danny Smith realizes that he's always been in love with Lily. Lily quits her job at the supermarket. They form a company called I See You, where they travel the world teaching workshops on self-worth. And now the entire cast of Kaching comes out on stage, money gods and mortals, to sing the grand finale number, Immeasurable.
Why do we measure ourselves by achievements? Why does it matter if we lose or we win? Why do we measure our worth in within. Appearances can be so deceiving. Possessions can be such a lie. And we are all caught up in believing that we are never ever good enough inside. Immeasurable, that's what we are. Incredible, a vast shining star, a treasure you and I, oh, we can fly beyond the sky.
See, two women artists, 63 and 40 years old respectively, sit on stools in front of an audience, pondering their inherent worth.
Marcia, maybe we should finish writing our musical.